So what's your typical workday like?
Probably the biggest thing I spend time on is recruiting. And so there's, often there'll be some kind of fire drill at night where it's like, okay, we're acquiring a company, or there's some candidate and we're fighting with, Google or some startup to try to get them, there's a tug of war. So like I'm often, finding myself down here, like going big game hunting for people to join Dropbox. So I'll be like in the Google campus, or if you see me at one of these companies, you know what I'm doing. And so recruiting is the biggest thing, and then a lot of probably the next biggest thing is just meetings in small numbers with people on my team around certain projects. So every 6 months we pick a dozen things that we really want to get, that are really important, that we want to get done, and then I'll be spending time with them, being like, okay, here's new stuff we're going to do in collaboration, or here's answering questions like that. What is Dropbox? Like, what should it be in 5 years? What will it be in 50 years? Like, what kind of place do we want to create? And so it kind of, and then there's this much longer tail of all kinds of other stuff, whether it's like partners or customers or just other things.
Yeah.
It's a hard question to answer succinctly.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Sometimes you show up at the Khan Academy.
I made something that downloads my Google Calendar I wrote a Python script that downloads my Google Calendar into an Excel spreadsheet and like triages my time.
Automatically?
Well, it's not. It's supervised. You have to triage the stuff, or have someone help you triage the stuff. But then I had these like rolling charts of like how I spent the last week, or the last 4 weeks, or the last 12 weeks, so that I can. Because a lot of people say like,
that's
oh,
a product.
I spend.
I'll use that.
All right.
Yeah, that's interesting. You can get a little data analytics on your time. That's good.
It is. It's super important. So I did that more. Like one of the most important things you need to think about, like as your job gets more complicated and there's just more stuff competing for your time, it's really important to understand where it goes. There's a book called The Effective Executive by Peter Drucker. That's like any book on management will like focus on that. So, but there's another thing. It's like no one's created a tool where you can see where your time goes, and it's like everybody, a lot of people have that problem. But anyway, so I have been at times very like rigorous about that.